to take care of the plants. So I don't remember who called us.
It was one of her kids.
One of her kids, one of her kids would drive her to the meetings. And she had the dubious distinction of, we came out after one of the meetings and her car was stolen. And we come out like, she says, where's my car? Where'd you park it? Where? Turned out somebody stole it, they abandoned it not too far from here, so she got it back. So anyway, go into this and I'll show you some pictures of our rescue. But Doug, Bruce and I made 6 trips. I think you guys also made about 6 trips. First thing we did was go over there and water the plants. Then we started trying to save what we could. Bruce and Doug took a bunch of them. I took some of them. And
Everybody took some of these.
Pardon?
Everybody took some of
Yeah,
these.
well, then we sold, the rest were sold at our annual sale, those which were saleable. And we gave the $600 to Vera's estate. So by that time, she passed away. They were selling the house. They wanted to get the plants out of there because the people buying the house really didn't want the greenhouse. They didn't want the plants, so we got them out of there. So
I wish I could have commandeered the greenhouse.
yeah, right. So here's our greenhouse and here's the plants.
Yeah, I think it was like an 8 by 15.
Yeah, there it is, right there. So
It was a good size thing.
this is just a few of the multiple plants I took. What is interesting in this is that these plants have probably not been watered for 4 or 5 months. Now, what's interesting is some of them are doing great. The one on the left down there is totally dead. The one up there in the upper left is still doing all right. It's got an offset. Of course, the one down there is in the right-hand corner is doing real. When you think that some of these have not been watered, and here you can see, what is that in the upper left, Doug? You probably better.
That big metal area?
Yeah, it's not a mammillaria with, anyway,
Well, also understand that this is after she had had some issues with the heater.
oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
She'd had several, in the course of her career, she'd had several disasters. She lived in Chicago for many years. And then down the lower left there, you can see a couple of plants are doing great. The other ones are totally dead. So, but yet the one's got offsets, and yet the parent plant is totally dead. Down the right-hand corner, look at this plant. I mean, it's doing great. And we rescued them with trays, and there's just an example of some of the plants we put in trays. Obviously, we just basically triaged them. Those are totally dead. We just dumped into a, what do you call it, a trash can.
Yeah.
And you can see here on down the lower left there, the plant there is, the parent plant looks like it's about gone, but yet it's got
The
pups coming
offsets-
off.
The
one-
offsets rooted.
Yeah, offsets.
Root.
The one to the right of it, of course, is gone. Right in the background there, looks like a bunch of bunny ears or micro daisies is probably gone. Yet, look up here, the gold barrels are doing great. This one on the upper right is doing great, so. And then again, on the one in the lower left there, you can see it's still putting, the parent plant is dead, but it's still putting out offsets from that. It looks like a bunch of.
So how would you handle that? Would you cut the dead thing off? and
Oh,
then-
yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember
Or would
much.
you
Yeah,
cut the whole?
just cut the bottom.
Yeah, Bruce, I think you still, I know I still got 1 or 2 of them. But,
I wish I had that typical cactus in that bottom picture.
which were,
Typical cactus with pure cactus.
oh, okay. Is that dead or is it hard to say?
No, that's alive. That's what they look like.
But I just, the point I'm trying to make here is that, you know, the membership basically, the membership stepped up to save these plants as best we could.
Yeah.
Had we known earlier, we could probably save more, but that's just the way life goes, so. Oh, the final one here. This is about 3 years ago. This lady, real nice lady, Marguerite Monk. She lives about.
Oh, I know her.
You know Marguerite?
Yeah, Margaret Moore, sure, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. Margaret Moore.
Yeah, she lives over there in right off that Sickler Road.
Uh-huh.
Well, she called me up and said, hey, I got this plant and I need to get rid of it, because she just turned 96, by the way. She sent me a Christmas card, she's turned 96. So she said, will you come over and get this? I said, certainly. And it was, she bought a house, and these people had it for, she thinks at least 10 years before she bought the house. And she lived in the house like for 60 years. So this is probably at least 70, it's probably closer to 75, because I've had it like 3 years now. So that's just an example of me. I don't think I've got a plant that's that old, to tell you the truth. It may be older than I am, to tell you the truth.
I'm
So.
looking at it and I'm guessing it's like Bill Hendricks's jade plant.
Yeah.
Where it grows, it's about this
Yeah.
big, then he hacks
So-
off these and starts at it and grows
Yeah,
that
she's,
big. I'm guessing it's like that. This
I'll talk to you a little bit about it, but I didn't know you
He's
knew it.
70 years old, but it's
So,
propagated
Okay.
for 70 years.
so anyway, these are just some examples. We have rescued, all of us at one time or another, got calls and we've rescued some plants. So it's just another part of our club. And so I didn't put anything in there, just talking about the future. And this was meant to be a history rather than looking forward, but I just want to take a couple of minutes, and I think going forward, we're going to continue to increase our membership. We're going to build on our sale and / show, and continue to build relationships with Jared at Groovy Plants, continue with Bill, and now we've got Jeff Havel in the mixture up there, which, by the way, we need to visit his greenhouse, just an aside, but
We're trying.
and, continue to grow our membership, try to get members, bring in speakers, and Mouse is doing a wonderful job of this. And this pretty much wraps it up. Hope you enjoyed this. It wasn't meant to be, this is just my personal recollection of these things. There's a lot more things, and I'm sure I've left stuff out, but I hope you enjoyed this, because it was meant to be the first 20-some years of our existence. And some of this lops over, of course. We're still going up to Bill Hendricks. By the way, I'm going to put in a plug. If you have not been up to Bill Hendricks, for God's sake, make plans to go up there. I'm not kidding you. It is worth the drive.
And do it.
Yeah, it is worth the drive. It's always, they always meet the third Sunday in September, so pencil it in on your calendar. And of course, now going up to Groovy Plants. By the way, Bill is like, I want to say Bill is like 78 or 80 now.
Oh, I think he's 89.
Is he 82?
He's in his 80s.
Okay. I asked him one time, I said, Bill, you don't want to talk about it, but what in God's name is going to happen to all these plants? Well, right now, plan A is to give them all to Jared. But whether they go to Jared or not, I do not know. Well, sell them to Jared. I don't think he's going to give them to Jared. Some of them may go to the Cleveland Botanical Gardens. I don't know. But oh, by the way, if you ever go, I didn't put in there. If you go up to Cleveland Botanical Gardens, they have a Madagascar room, I guess you want to call it. Mike Becerra was the one that basically supplied most of the material for that Madagascar room. And when he first did it, you had plants about this high. Now because they're in a perfect environment. I mean, they get lots of sun, lots of perfect greenhouse. They keep it roll dry and all that good stuff. So anyway, does anyone have any questions? Can I answer anything? That's pretty much my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, it's my personal recollection of this. And again, I want to give a shout out to Bruce for all the work he's done. So that's it. Like I say.
Shout out to Doug, because he does stuff that you wouldn't want.
Like right shots.
I had to do stuff